Hi everyone, I'm up here. I'm sorry my video paused. I don't know why it paused, but I was trying to show you everything that I had on the band Europe. So we're going to start all over again. That's Joey Tempest. He has no social media whatsoever. So if you get a friend request from a person by the name of Joey Tempest, just know it's a fake. Same with... That's John Levin, Joey Tempest, Key Marcello. That's John Levin. That's John Levin, the bassist. And that's Joey Tempest. Here's Europe and then an article of them. And I kept every little thing that was in there. And this is a nice big photo from when I was in the fan club for the band Europe. I was in the original fan club, and you can tell it's the original fan club because it has their logo on the back. And they had merchandise. Anyone could be a member. You would get quarterly updates, and it was only $5 to join. That was a great way for fans to feel like they were inside their world during that time. And here's a great older photo. I see this a lot in the Facebook groups. Here's a whole article on them. Here's another great photo. I see a lot of this photo in the groups too as well on Facebook. And here's another great one. I really like this one. This is a great photo of Europe. I keep all of my stuff from Europe. Europe is amazing. They do great work. During the pandemic, they had Friday nights with the band Europe, which was wonderful. And also, Europe is now touring. They just did a show in Brazil last night. They also are working on their 12th album. So next year, the 12th album should be out. They've been working hard on it. As you can see in my craft room, I keep everything up here. We still have to go through all these boxes and go through and sort what we want to keep and what we don't. I have a bunch of stuff in here, and as you can see at my Giles Simon's photo, this photographer is amazing. He does a lot of work for when Europe's in Europe. And in when they tour. And there's Joey Tempest and the band. Key Marcello, him. He left the band now, and he is no longer in the band, but he has his own band, and he did an album called Out of This World. And one of his songs, A Million Years, was amazing. I suggest you check it out on YouTube or anywhere you can get music. That's why a lot of the stuff that you hear about is online. They do things online. And I know for a fact the band would not reach out to Facebook members. So I got a friend request from a lady by the name of Mary Smith. She's posing, claiming she's working with Joey Tempest in the band. She is not. It's a scammer. Joey Tempest, in the 80s, they wanted them to have bigger hair, so they wanted to dress them up dark and stuff. This is a great article, and even CC DeVille from the band Poison had something really nice to say about Europe. And I love this photo. I see this one a lot in the stuff, and I've seen this one a lot in Mick McEllie and the Boom. That's a Facebook group I run. And here's another great one of Joey Tempest. Me and Linda run Mick McElly and the Maestro and the Boom, it's called. We also run Europe Legendary Rockers. We also run Europe My Passion. And we also run Joey Tempest the Legend. We run John Levin Back to Basics. We also run John Norm King of the Strings, because he is King of the Strings right now. I love this photo of Joey Tempest and Ian. I kept a lot of this stuff from the 80s. Here's even one of Bret Michaels from Poison. I listened to all those bands in the 80s. But here's one of Joey Tempest when he's singing. He gets so into it. Here's a great one of Europe. Here's one on the back page. Here's another great article. That's the back side. Here's the front side. It's an awesome interview. This photo can be found in Bravo magazine, which is a German magazine, and also Teen Beat. I love this photo. It's amazing. It's bright. It's clear. You can see how they have bigger hair. Like John Levin has bigger hair. That's because in the 80s, MTV wanted all the bands, like all the big hair bands, to have bigger hair, bigger clothes, bigger everything, to make the videos look better. That's another great photo. I'm sorry there's something on Joey Tempest's face. I just literally kept everything, including the stuff from the fan club, which, as you can tell, I'm sorry if I'm doxing my old address, but it's necessary to do so you can see that I got these from the fan club. The fan club. So, I'm going to do it this way so you can see this. They had a meeting with Mick. And they also talk about how they were doing Prisoners in Paradise album in LA. Their Prisoners of Paradise album was awesome. Here's another great photo I really love of the band Europe. I'm pulling everything out that I have. Here's a nice one of Joey Tempest. I have a bunch. So I'm just going to go through and grab everything. Let me just pull this behind me, because I also have this article. And here's like, this is a letter that they wrote to the Europe fan club. They have that. The Final Countdown World Tour cassette. I have that in DVD. It's amazing. I kept everything. I kept every little thing. They have so much stuff out there about them. And the early 80s photos, they are prolific in the groups, which I really do love. And that's why I love these articles, the old articles. I kept that. That's another one. And these are the lyrics to Cherokee. I'm going to zoom in on that. So, yeah. Cherokee was a good song. Here's a good one of Europe. This was in 16 magazine. They have all sorts of nice photos that came out in the 80s and early 90s. Because now everything is done online. A lot of these magazines are no longer in existence. So, I always kept them. My brother got jealous of me. This is a poster I had on my wall. So, sorry, he put a goatee on Ian, which I thought was kind of funny. But I kept everything. I kept everything. And I had to tape it up because it ripped. This is why I kept all this old stuff. Because I love to keep memorabilia alive. It's one thing that I did, and I always tape things together. Oh, and here's Mike Tramp of White Lion. I love their song, When the Children Cry. That was an awesome song. And here's a great photo of Joey Tempest. I've seen this one also in the Facebook groups. Here's another one during their Out of This World tour. Here's a great one of Joey that I got from the fan club. And here's another great one of Joey Tempest. Who knows what's on the backside? Oh yeah, David Coverdale of Whitesnake. He actually Joey Tempest said in an interview he stole some of the moves from Whitesnake's lead singer. Because when he pumps the microphone up in the air and twirls it, he stole that move from David Coverdale, and he stole a couple other moves from him. Joey Tempest is very high energy on stage. If you go to see him, he's very high energy. Him and Ian Haugland have to be in shape to go on tour a lot. He says they have to do like weight training and get in shape before the shows, because you need to have a lot of stamina to be on stage and touring. Some of the shows, their Sweden Rock show in 2013, it was a 3-hour show with 28 songs. They had 2 guests on. I suggest you go watch that video because they have that out on DVD. Joey Tempest's energy was so freaking amazing. I just love this band. And I really appreciate all the work that John Norum did on the first 3 albums. He did an amazing job. People are questioning him, but him leaving was a benefit because he also helped other bands like Dokken. They got him after George Lynch left to do Lynch Invasion, or his group. So John Norum also has been doing solo albums on his own with the help of other creators. He actually had Huey Mountsing on, Glenn Hughes. Glenn Hughes is a big influence over Europe. So, and the melodic rock that they created was from the Sweet and Slade era in the 80s, and then they started writing their own music and got outside influencers in 1989 when they released in 1988 when they released the Out of This World album. Prisoners in Paradise took so long that the grunge movement came on scene. That is what killed a lot of the big hair bands. The grunge music drove out all the big hair bands. That is why Europe broke up in 1992. They did a lot of things over the years. Like Joey Tempest had 3 solo albums. They did a Millennia Rock show in 1999. That's what got them the ideas to start coming back. And in 2003, they came back with Start From the Dark. It was I love this album. It's very heavy hitting. There's a song called My America on it. I suggest you check it out. They have all their beautiful songs from Start From the Dark on YouTube. And also they have some of the shows from like St. Petersburg, Russia. They have a DVD for that. They have Start From the Dark live. I suggest you check out those on YouTube because they are very entertaining. Also, just keep an eye out for the new album, because the new album is going to be set more towards their roots, their melodic rock. And I really like their melodic rock. There's a really underrated song on their very first album called Paradise Bay. I really do love that song. I also like the opening track, to their second album, Wings of Tomorrow. I suggest you check that out. That album is so heavy hitting. I really do. It pays homage to their roots because they loved melodic rock. Key Marcello has been doing his own thing. He even created an album called Out of This World. And I suggest you check that out. He has a song on there called A Million Years, and it's awesome. Check that out too. Thank you and have a great day. Thank you for loving me, for loving the band Europe, because I absolutely do. They are a passion of mine. I really would love to see them come back to the United States. And it would be wonderful if they could do that and do it in a way that brings them joy. They claimed after the pandemic that they were looking for the right package, but they hadn't found the right package. I really hope that enough fans write into Europe and say, hey, listen, we want you to come to the United States. You're going to South America. You're going to all these other countries, but you aren't coming to the United States. Please write them. They have a Facebook page. Write them so that they can come. Thank you and have a great day.